Hi, how are you doing? So, as you know, this is usually how I begin my Instagrams. So I feel controlled by the dead people. Um, I don't usually come on Instagram to begin with because I like to find somebody on Facebook and then direct it on here if I feel there's a nice link. And obviously, tonight with this girl who she wasn't putting up with any nonsense. She was not having anyone else take her message. She was quite convinced that this message was for somebody, and I was getting so frustrated. And she just was pushing away and pushing away and pushing away. And I do know when the message is the right person, and I'm really, 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 really anal about it. Even when I'm doing events, live ones, I won't let anybody just take the message because it's important. I can spend literally 20 minutes trying to get it to the right person because sometimes there's a crisscross over, isn't there? But in this instance tonight, there was no crisscross. There was a lot of people saying that they could take it, but in this message, it was, no, that message is not for them. That message is not for them. So I do know that it's for Lindsay. So I don't know your Instagram sign-on name, however, Lindsay. So you will have to let me know, Lindsay, if it is for who you are. So you'll just have to say, hi, Paula, it's Lindsay, because otherwise I won't know who you are. And I will then invite you onto the screen to join me. So Instagram is very different. I do really wish that Facebook would follow suit. And Linz, there we are, darling. I wish they would suit and allow me to bring people on screen the same. So I have sent you a live there, I think. I don't know if I'm with the right person. Just hang on. Lynn's 32. I don't know if it's why it's not coming up with you, but we'll see. Just hang on. I mean, no. Just, it's going all weird. I don't quite know what's wrong with it. Honestly to God. I've sent you a request, Lindsay. I'm hoping that you're getting it. It says you're unable to join. I don't know why you would be unable to join. Oh, stop already. Sorry, guys. You just said you're unable to join, Lindsay. So it's Lindsay 32. So have I got the right Lindsay?
You have.
Thank God. It just kept on doing weird things there, Lindsay. So it seems I'm being controlled a little bit by heaven. And it would seem that I have somebody here that's desperate to connect to you and insisted that I went live on Instagram so I could see your face. And I have to say, is there I'm sorry for my bluntness here. I'm just going to get straight on and hop on it, Lindsay. Is there a brain tumour involved in this?
Yeah.
Very, very rapidly from finding out to passing?
No, from stopping treatment to passing, yeah.
It feels and that there was no time in between.
Not a lot.
To deal with that, to have it come. I don't know if it came back or flared up or became worse, but it's from finding out to passing. I have weeks. I don't, whether I'm 6 weeks, 7 weeks. She's talking about April is a big deal. So if she's just passed in the last couple of months, then
4 weeks.
Okay, then for me, April is a massive, massive thing. Now, I don't know, when I do readings, I do it from their perspective rather than from yours. And whatever happened in April seems to be significant for her. And it also seems to take place from February. So I have like from February to April, or I have February beginning and April for her ending. It's like a timeline, I guess. So did something come back bigger in February, or was there some grave news in February? Because she didn't like February.
We kind of knew that when we went to the appointment at the hospital at the beginning of March, that we knew ourselves that the treatment was going to get stopped.
I can't imagine how bad that must feel. So that would be, for her, that would be February. And
we knew.
You knew in February. And then she says by the time April came, there was a distinct difference in her.
Yeah.
And it once the treatment was ended,
yeah,
she gave up.
Pretty much, yeah.
She didn't want to give up. She would have continued with that treatment, you know. She would have tried anything.
Yeah, it was taken out of her hands.
It was. The decision was made against her will.
Yeah.
And she said she didn't like that. She didn't really like the hospitals anyway, to be honest.
No, she didn't, no.
The doctors and the nurses there.
Yeah,
didn't. Because she's a blunt person, isn't she? She's kind of a spade. What you see is what you get.
Yep.
And there's no frills. She's no frills, like as does Smart Price, just what it says on the tin. Tell it as it is.
Yeah.
But you said there was a coldness to that whole thing. And it was there's no point, this is it. Like somebody had literally hung her out to dry. And she said, I at that point still had fight in me. I did. I still wanted to carry on going. And they pulled that plug. And it was the way they did it. It was the words they chose. And it was the coldness that they felt. And she just said, I knew. That was it. She couldn't look at you, actually.
No.
She couldn't look at you. And she said, you saw it in my eyes greyed. And if you looked at my eyes, my sparkle had gone. And you knew that. And you're marvellous for using the word we. We'll get this, we'll do that, we'll be this, we'll be okay. And she said, I'm sorry if I didn't speak about it because I couldn't.
Neither of us could, to be honest.
Talk about that last moment, what she wanted, what she didn't want. She knows what she didn't want, but didn't really know what she wanted, because she said, you're never put in this position. And her head actually is sore. I mean, I feel like my brain is just too big for my head. And even laying down, did she have the breathing issues too then? Because I can't seem to breathe when I'm speaking to her. I don't know if it travelled down.
The last couple of days.
I just can't seem to get my breath. And did you paint her nails? Is there something about the nails I'm supposed to acknowledge?
I was supposed to.
But you didn't? She's like, damn you for not, look at these. he's very much like, one thing here, one job.
Yeah, I was supposed to, but I didn't.
One freaking job. And she's like, look at the state of my nails. But she's very, she's forgiving. She forgives you. You are the love of her life. You broke all the rules for her. You went against the grain for her. And you taught her what love was. And she hadn't lived till she met you, Lindsay. You're unconventional. And she loved the way that you loved. And you made her feel like a queen. She'd not felt that before.
She always said that.
You are, I really want to say, I feel that you're polar opposites. And on paper it shouldn't work, but it did. And you kept each other on your toes. And she changed physically with her head, with her tumour. Physically, she just said, puffed up like Mr. Marshmallow Man from the Ghostbusters movies, and Stay Puffed, that's what she's calling herself. And she went a funny colour, and she just didn't like who she was. And she just said, now I'm just, this, either she's on your screensaver, or when if I look at your screensaver, that's how she looks now. That's a good picture. She's also on the screensaver, but she's also on the other picture. You've got like two things on these iPhones, haven't you? You've got like a screensaver and then another picture in the background. She's both.
She is, yep.
Because she's everywhere that you look. And did you have a passport photo? Do I need to bring up the passport or the passport? or you having had the passport, or you've got the passport out for some reason?
I had her passport in my hand today.
She said, you know, we're not going on holiday. But if you go, I'll go with you. When you did that, Lindsay, she was stood right behind you.
Oh.
Because that's where she always stands. And she's one hand just on the back of your shoulder, supporting you, encouraging you, but just letting you know that she's going to push you up that hill. That's her strength. She's the strong one here. And you can still, have you not washed the pillow cover, or have you not washed the pillow?
No.
Because you can still smell her. She loves that. Don't ever wash it. Yep. Because you could let the smells of her head, smells of her body. It's not by now. Normally it's stinking, be in the wash, but you need that. You need that because you need that comfort that she's there, and that's where she died.
On that pillow, yeah.
No. She said, "That's where I died, Paula. That's why. That's me. That is the very essence of me. I wanted to die there. I wanted to die in my home.
She did, yeah.
I wanted to die in my bed. I wanted to die with you. And I did. And you cuddled her.
Oh my God, yeah, I did.
You cuddled her across. She just said it felt like she died in your arms.
She did.
She did. And can you imagine more blissful for her? You patted her back like a baby. And she couldn't speak. And that's all I did. You kept telling her it's okay. And she cried, you cried. But for her, it was perfect. Perfect.
She actually did. She actually was, obviously she was non-responsive, but she was actually crying.
She was crying. She couldn't help it. That was her last, if you will, that was her last vestry of emotion. That was her last goodbye to you. That was her last hurrah. That was her way of speaking, because she couldn't. So that was her way of saying, I love you. And you held her there for a long time, Lindsay. Mm-hmm. And then you placed her back down. And you spent what seemed like an eternity before you let the world know. And that's the most incredibly private, emotional time that she's ever had with you. And she will treasure that forever. Is she Val? Is she Valerie?
Mm-hmm.
She just said, just in case she's wondering who it is, just tell her it's Val.
Uh-huh.
Are you having her tattooed, or is she already on you?
Oh my God, I'm getting a tattoo on Thursday.
Is it going to be here? Is it like, are you having it done on your chest or something? Or
I've got her name tattooed on my chest years ago.
There it is. Okay. Tattoo on Thursday she can't wait for. And it's for her. It's in memory.
It is for her, yeah.
Dedicated to her. It's wings and angels and God knows what. And she's so excited for that. She'll be with you for that. She needed this as much for herself as she did for you, Lindsay. She needed it. She needed to let you know that she's always with you. Death is just a transition to another place. It's not the end. It's just the beginning. She likes me. She's a fan of mine. She is. She's like, I like you. I like you too.
Wow.
I'm going to leave you with her love. You go and cuddle that pillow. You listen to her song, her music. That fills the air, the silence. And you just know that you were her everything, and you couldn't have done anything more for her if you tried. And for her, loving you was heaven.
Thank you so much.
Your life with her, and may this journey continue. She will love you for eternity, Lindsay.
Thank you so much for that.
God bless. Lots of take care.
Thank you. Bye.
That's how it's done. I will leave you with that. Night night.